This is Mr. Charco. Welcome to my week 1 battle. And I'm going to usually be doing a team builder, and I'm also going to usually be doing a live commentary. But this was my first match, and I was very nervous. And my live commentary wasn't really much of a commentary, it was just me clicking moves. And so I thought it would be better if I just did a post-com for this one in specific, just so I can kind of go over what I did wrong. Now, put some perspective here. On my team, I have 4 Pokemon that resist or have something that really strong counters Toxic Spikes. Now, clearly, his on his team, his 2 best walls were Toxapex and Steelix. Well, even with that said, my Gambino basically OHKOs. It does actually OHKO every single thing on his team, including Toxapex. So I didn't think he was going to keep that in mind. I didn't think he was going to bring Toxapex at all. I honestly didn't even game plan for it. I didn't expect it, and I didn't think it would be an issue. So my game plan was to send out Rotom Wash. I have Reflect, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Light Screen. And I was going to basically, if he sent out Steelix, I was going to hit with Hydro Pump. If he sent out anything else, I would Reflect and then Volt Switch out. And then I would bring in Tyranitar, which is my max defense, max HP, set up Stealth Rocks, and then stay in until I die, and then bring in this guy, Rock Polish, and then win. That would take care of Sash or whatever else. And that was the game plan. That was all I thought I needed to do. But we're going to start the match, and we're going to see what happens. So he sends out Toxapex, just like I figured he did. I figured my lead would be, like I said, everything else I had planned for, I figured he would bring. So I just defogged it away simply. I knew he'd go for it at that point. And he sets up Toxapex again, so then I defogged them away again. Now looking back now, obviously I had 4 moves on Rotom Wash, but if I would have brought Nasty Plot or something like that, that would have probably been the best move for a lead. But the thing is, right now that I've brought Reflect, it gives my Rotom Wash lead even more value because everyone's going to wonder, oh, is he bringing Reflect Light Screen again, or is he bringing Light Screen? So basically, I'm defogging here, and I'm trying to make him switch out because I know no matter what he goes for, it's not going to really hurt my Rotom. So he goes for Sludge Bomb. He gets a crit, and he gets a poison. First move ever in my Draft League life, I get hit with a poison, and it's a crit. And that is absolutely huge because Rotom Wash is my best pivot on my entire team by far. And the fact that I got hit with that really hurt the match. Now, clearly that doesn't make me lose the match, right? That's not going to make me lose that one move. But that ultimately led up to me losing because I slightly panicked because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't keep Rotom in. I can't just keep it right here. So I was then forced to switch out at that point, basically because I didn't want the poison to wear up. So I did Volt Switch out, which is the right play to do in that circumstance. And then I bring in Gambino. Now, the reason I brought in Gambino, I should have brought in T-Tar, but I didn't know I didn't know what moves he had, and I wanted to kind of, I wanted to see what he had kind of, and I knew he had Baneful Bunker. And right here and there, I should have just clicked Rock Polish and been done with it. But I didn't. Like I said, I panicked, and I just wanted to destroy this thing. So I came in, he Toxic again, and I clicked Earth Power here, yeah. And I knew he had Baneful Bunker, but I figured that going for that would put him in a position where he felt he had to take Toxapex out. And that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to get Toxapex out of here. And I figured that he would think that most Landorus run a rock move and a ground move for coverage. So I figured he would think that I knew he would be coming into Honchkrow, because at this point I knew he had to bring Honchkrow, and I knew he had Honchkrow. And literally Rotom Wash, T-Tar, and and Gambino, all three just Oko Honchkrow. So I figured I'll go Earth Power again because I didn't think he would switch out, and he did. He did switch out into Honchkrow, which was good on his part. I did figure he had Sucker Punch or some type of move like that, so I did switch in Rotom there just because my Reflect was ending. I wanted to get up Reflect again, and I wanted to try to bring in Tyranitar if I could, but I knew it'd be hard to. So he switches out, and I should have just put the Reflect up here, but yeah, we'll see. So I did go for Volt Switch. So my thought process here was, right, if he did switch out into something else, I get really good chip damage on it. And then my other thought process was that even if he did switch out Steelix, I have Hydro Pump and I can hurt it really bad when he comes in, because realistically, what is Steelix going to do to my Rotom? So that's fine. Now, like I said, he's only attacked me once. Can I just keep that in mind? He's only attacked my Rotom once, and it's down to 27%. So that is what really hurts. So he goes for Iron Defense here, which I don't understand why he did that. So I simply go for Hydro Pump. I guess he's counting on Hydro Pump misses, and I clearly 2-hit KO this Pokemon. So after I get it down this low, there is 2 turns that I have left of poison damage. And so I go for Volt Switch here. So I have 1 hit left. So I think I'm looking at this perspective. He knows that if I miss the Hydro Pump, he lives. But I pretty much Revenge Kill with anything, right? I don't know if he knows this or not, but if I miss the Hydro Pump, he Revenge Kills with everything. He can just go for an Iron Defense again and be at this rate, right? And I can just go, and because I die by poison if I miss. But this is why I don't think he made. This is where I just sucks, because he just had a lot of luck on his side. I thought Volt Switch was the right play here because I keep Rotom as a sack, and like I said, I Revenge Kill this no matter what. Looking back, I should have just got the knockout because then it just went at 2-0. But like I said, I thought I made the correct play going for, because at that point, to this point, I had attacked what was in front of me and not made predictions. And I thought there was no better time for him to switch, because at least he would have Steelix as a sack or just a way to bring in if I set up Trick Room. But no, he keeps Steelix in, and I Volt Switch, and obviously it doesn't affect him. And then he Body Presses me, which didn't matter. So based on the play he made, what he should have done, unless he thought I was going to hard switch, was he should have just Iron Defensed again, because I would have died by Toxic Spikes no matter what. So my Rotom dies by getting hit by a Body Press and a Sludge Wave, and that's just heartbreaking. So then at this point, I'm trying to think what I should have done. I knew I wanted Roadhog in, because it was the only one that outsped, and I didn't think at this point that there was a whole lot that Roadhog was going to do. I figured that Volcarona, Cortana, I figured all these Pokemon would just he'd invite one of them in. That's the reason I went in Ember here. I figured he'd bring in one of these Mons after I knocked out this. But he actually brings in Toxapex. And I went for that in case he switched in anything. And he didn't. Now, I probably should have just switched out Ember here. On the fact that he was going to go probably Baneful Bunker, but he didn't go Baneful Bunker. And I did go for Wild Charge, I just went for it. And he actually just set up another Toxic Spike. And that pretty much had him dead, right? So then I knew at that point that I just had to keep the pressure on, because I couldn't let him just click Recover. And so he clicks Baneful Bunker. I knew he was going to pick either Recover or Baneful Bunker, just figuring if I would switch or not. So he did make the right play by clicking Baneful Bunker, and I don't think I made the wrong play by clicking that. So then what sucks is I should have gone for Flare Blitz here, and I didn't. So that's my fault. I should have gone for Flare Blitz there. Instead, I went for Wild Charge again, and he's immune to it, obviously. So he did a good job of switching between Steelix and Toxapex. Like I said, there was many times where he literally was just gonna let them die, and I didn't go for what was in front of me, and it didn't make no sense. He had no correlation with the way he was switching. So I don't know if he planned to do that, but I could not guess what he was doing in any way. He did switch back out to Toxapex this time. I just went for a Flare Blitz just for damage. I figured he might switch out, and Could have got have had hammer arm and sucker punch as well. And so I did that, and I did get the burn, which is some justice, but all it does is cancel out the leftovers. It doesn't really do anything, and he's not a physically attacking Toxapex. So he goes Baneful Bunker again. I go Sucker Punch because I figured he'd go for Baneful Bunker. And then here, I figured that if he was going to switch out right, it would be now. And it would be switch out to either Cortana or Honchkrow. And that's what I honestly thought he would switch out to at this point. Because he had shown twice that he would switch out to Steelix. So I knew my Rotohog was almost done. But it did its damage on Toxapex pretty well. And so I wanted to just get something coming in and hit it pretty hard. And I thought my best play at the time was to just click Hammer Arm. So I clicked Hammer Arm. He did not switch for some reason. So he would have just let this Toxapex go down. I don't know if he was just done with it or what. But this was his best Pokemon against me. And he would just let it go. He would just let it go down right there. Maybe he wanted. So then I figured maybe he wanted to hard switch in, or have a free switch into Cortana, and I figured that maybe Cortana, Volcarona, or Cloyster, and I figured one of them was a setup mon. So I was confused as to why he didn't do that, and then he clicked Recover. So he would have died anyways, unless I clicked a different move. So I guess that's maybe his thought process there. If that was your thought process, Lynn, kudos to you, dude. That was a great move, and that honestly probably won you the game at that point, because there wasn't much I could do to recover from that because your Toxapex was back up to full health. And yeah, so that honestly, I think that move is like one of the biggest moves. Like I said, I don't know, Lynn, if you meant to do that, but that move right there alone really, really like helped you a lot. It was a really good. That was probably your best move of the entire game. Here, I just figured that he would switch something in case he did. So I went Rock Slide. Once again, I could have gone Rock Polish. I should have gone Rock Polish, but I didn't. I was so freaking mad at this stupid Toxapex that I just wanted to destroy it, and that's completely my fault. But I said even still, Rock Slide is not a bad move to go for there, because none of his Mons Oko me. So Volcarona's faster, but I didn't know it was Fire MZ. So then I go in. I figured he might go Sludge Bomb to attack me, so I go into Heartsbane, which I should have just clicked Rock Polish at any given time. And he goes for Baneful Bunker. I just went for Shadow Ball just in case he switched out. I knew he'd probably go for Baneful Bunker. I didn't have a setup move on my Egg Slash this week, and I actually went for King Shield here just in case he did switch into something like Honchkrow. And I just wanted to go. I just wanted to make sure that I was in defensive mode in case. But I did not like the Honchkrow thing, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring a T-Tar here. I'm gonna get up stand, and I figured he might go for like a U-turn. Or I figured he might go for like a Sucker Punch or something. And I actually messed up. I did not Mega my T-Tar. And had I Mega'd, I think I actually lived a Superpower, if I'm not mistaken. Because I was max defense. But he did Superpower and he did kill me. Which T-Tar, honestly, I wasn't happy with. I think that there's... Basically, I did end up dropping Mega T-Tar. So then I bring Gambino back in. He does Sucker Punch me this time, does 43%, so I do live another one, but it doesn't matter because he's not dead. And turn 26 was my first kill in the game, and very upsetting because I had hit him for a lot of damage, and he just was absorbing it, and just basically, he was doing a good job of rotating between two good Mons. So I go for Earth Power here. I had EV'd my Gambino to outspeed Cloyster, a max speed Jolly Cloyster, and it wasn't a max speed Jolly, but it was max speed, which was good. And then he brings in Cortana, and I honestly thought I knew he would destroy my Gambino there. I honestly thought that Hattering was set up. I thought it was Scarf setup. Obviously, it's insane, but it's steel, so it doesn't matter. So I really thought that it was Scarf setup because I had so many threats to take out Cortana in one hit because it has no special defense. I thought it would be setup Swords Dance, and so I brought in Trixie, hoping that it was set up and that it had a steel move, and that it would go for Swords Dance, and then it would I don't know what does it get. Whatever the steel move is, it gets. it attacks me. Well, I have the Babiri Berry on my Trixie, and that makes it to where I survive that. I set up Trick Room because, like I said, I thought he would go. I thought he would go Sword Stance there. So then I'd take toxic damage, and then he would go for the steal move. I max defense, max defense on this, and then I just set up Trick Room, and then I just start firing off Mystical Fire, and I have also had Psychic. So Mystical Fire was a big one though, and that takes out Cortana. But he doesn't. He goes for Night Slash, and he gets the crit. And I actually found out that this was a choice banded Cortana, so he gets double crit. Which Night Slash is a movie you get high crits on, but the fact that he got crits for both of them just shows that like everything that could have gone right for him went right for him, right? And like I said, I'm not taking away from how he played because he played great. So then I bring in Heartsbane. I knew he had Beast Boost, so I wanted to set up my King Shield to take away that boost. And yeah, obviously, at this point I figured he was probably some type of band, or at least obviously he wasn't set up. And so I knew no matter what he did, it was going to really hurt. So he went for it. He does 70% to my Heartsbane, which the fact that I survived the choice band, so I did knock it out with Heartsbane, which is good. At least I got a kill with Heartsbane. And at this point, he just brings in Volcarona and he wins, which is sad. Right? Because I had those rock polish moments I could have used to be faster than it. Because I did Oko Volcarona with Gambino, I finished off Steelix, and then I finished off Toxapex. So if I would have just rock polished, I would have won. And I had two very good play times to do it, and a third option that I could have done it. I didn't, and that's okay. Like I said, it was my first match, and the fact that he, like I said, it wasn't so hacks or anything like that I couldn't win, but I definitely was on his side in the luck aspect. And he had the better switch ends, whether that was by design or just by sheer luck. I think I maybe over-predicted what he was going to do a little bit, and then I under-predicted too. Only once or twice did I really predict what he was going to do. He was very unpredictable, and I don't know if that's part of his game style or not. Lynn, I'd like to know, like, if after you watch this, if you feel like the plays like you made that were like really key to the match, if you meant to do those, and like if you did, like kudos to you, that was very good. Or if like it was more so just you were willing to give up that Pokemon so you have a clean switch in, things of that nature. But looking back at what I went for, I'm not super upset about it. Only thing I'm upset about is not going into T-Tar after the Volt switch, and then even if I didn't, going into my Landorus, I should have 100% gone for rock polish, and did not. So that's my fault. It's a great learning experience though, and I do feel like that I'll do better next time I have a battle. And I'm gonna definitely never just not count on someone bringing a Pokemon just because I don't think it's a good matchup. So yeah. Anyways, but thank you guys for watching. I did end up making some free agent transactions after this match, just because I did see some weaknesses in my team that I wanted to fix. And we'll be sure to go over that in my next video, or one of my next videos, free agent transactions. And then once we get that over, we'll continue our season, and hopefully we can come back next week and get a win. So anyways, this has been Mr. Charco, coach for Tampa Bay Krooks. Thank you for watching week 1. Please let me know if there's anything any advice you got on all this good stuff. Like I said, it's my first match, and I was really nervous, but I think overall I did well enough for my first match, and I'm showing that I'm capable of being in draft league. I'm capable of doing well in this league, and I'm very excited to continue battling. And just GG's to Lynn. You had some really good plays, man, and you're able to secure the win, even though you had a pretty bad matchup, in all honesty. So yeah. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day.